I'm Cynthia Aguirre in Dallas, and here are your headlines from North Texas. This week marks 1 year since an enormous fire destroyed the historic sanctuary at First Baptist Dallas. The building had more than a century of history. Church leaders say they are millions of dollars short of what they need to rebuild. And wait until you hear who they blame. Here's WFAA's Scoop Jefferson.
Last year this time, the members of First Baptist Church watched part of their church in downtown Dallas go up in flames. The four-alarmed fire prompted a huge firefighter response to try to save the historical site, whose sanctuary earned bragging rights.
The president of the Southern Baptist Convention called our church sanctuary the Notre Dame of evangelical Christianity.
When Dallas Fire Rescue arrived last July 19th, just after 6 p.m., at least 100 firefighters battled the blaze for more than 3 hours. Flames forced the roof to collapse, gutted its 134-year-old historic sanctuary, and charred the red brick exterior walls. This year, during the church's fire anniversary service,
We are forever grateful for your service. Today, we've had a great service thanking our firefighters for their heroic efforts in saving our campus during the fire from a year ago. God bless you.
The first anniversary service also comes when church members had hoped to see progress in rebuilding. In January, church leaders announced plans to spend $27 million on a newly designed structure. But their senior pastor shared this about their insurance company.
They have offered us about 1/3 of what it would cost to rebuild this historic sanctuary.
WFAA reached out to Travelers Insurance for comment, but has not heard back. The church has not ruled out legal action, especially since delays for their January 2026 groundbreaking ceremony could have a ripple effect.
It's going to delay the opening of our facility.
A facility that just won't be the same, church leaders say, without the millions they need to rebuild it as planned. In downtown Dallas, I'm Scoop Jefferson.
City of Garland is admitting they made a mistake. City says a nature trail was cleared out by city workers. Brittany Moncrief spoke to neighbors furious over the misstep.
We've taken groups of 15, 20 people on this trail.
Bill Hostin.
This is your Virginia wild rye.
Knows the Spring Creek Forest Preserve in Garland like the back of his hand. He hikes here every week.
It's really nice and shady back in these woods.
Recently, something's changed.
You leave our trail and this is what's here in its place now.
What was the nature trail is now gone.
We're standing on where our trail was.
Because in June, the City of Garland's Water Utilities Department accidentally cleared the preserve, Bill says, stretching at least 1.5 miles.
It's more like grief because this is a special place. This looks like it did 200 years ago.
On July 2nd, the city posted on their website the mistake. They say they were accessing an old sewer line that had not been regularly inspected.
I'll accept it as true. There were way less invasive ways to do this.
In a statement, the city says the line serves thousands in the county and is critical to protecting both public health and environment. But Bill says the damage is extensive. 100-year-old trees and wildlife destroyed, plus the risk of erosion.
It's not possible to undo the damage, but they can mitigate it.
The city plans to speak before council on July 21st, reviewing what happened and plans for restoration. But for Bill, this mistake took away something more.
It's an essential part of mental health for me, and that's true for a lot of people and communities.
In Garland, I'm Brittany Moncrief.
Lancaster ISD is revealing how drones will be implemented to improve security at their schools. That's one way the company behind the drone says their devices can take out a threat like an active shooter. Austin-based Campus Guardian Angel demonstrated how drones work at Lancaster Middle School. Their trained pilots will work with school resource officers to respond to potential threats. The company says it can get a drone to a threat within seconds of being alerted.
And so what we're trying to provide is that layer that can get there within seconds to be able to get the assailant doing anything except shooting children.
The company says it's talking to several school districts in Texas about providing service. A new lawsuit is raising questions about who should pay for growth in Rockwall County. According to our partners at the Dallas Business Journal, D.R. Horton was planning a new massive housing development south of Roy City. But before they moved forward, Rockwall County said the company would have to chip in for infrastructure first, things like roads, police, and emergency services. Horton initially agreed to cover part of the cost, but later withdrew that offer, saying the county took too long to respond. Now the home builder is suing. They claim the county is unfairly shifting the cost of growth onto developers. Well, have a look. This is video from the North Texas snake lady. She's a DeSoto woman many call to help get slithery animals off their property. Dia Wall sat down with her and she explains why it might be a good thing when one of these critters shows up at your home.
A reptilian romance was born in 1989.
I was working at a pet store taking care of snakes. That's where I met my husband. And since then, it's just been snakes.
Now, Miracle Bennett of DeSoto is working.
Oh, we're big mad about this.
Well, miracles.
I tend to do that. I tend to baby talk the snakes.
When was like the first snake that you had to go out and catch?
It's going to be 5 or 6 years ago, and it wasn't necessarily a have to, it was a please let me. And I'm thinking to myself, why are you killing these beneficial, helpful species?
So she relocates them with a giant grabber or hook.
Hi, you're not supposed to be in there.
And then I get a staggering number of snakes with my handy barbecue tongs, which we get a lot of people who laugh, but
Me included.
I could just gently pick it up, put it in the bucket, takes 2 seconds.
Miracle does this at least 150 times a year.
In the early spring, we'll have days where we'll have 7 or 10 calls at a time.
Hi, buddy.
And there's no place she won't go.
Big fella.
Yes, me in a crawl space about this high, on my hands and knees, going after a very large rattlesnake.
No pain she won't endure.
Bit me 6 times before I even got him toward the bucket. I mean, he just rapid fire, pow, 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 right here.
To save these slithering creatures.
We try to educate people that any neighborhood with a rat snake is a blessed neighborhood. That rat snake is no harm to anybody. It's not your pets, not your kids, and not you. And that's what we try to get people to understand.
In Dallas, I'm Dia Wall.
And those are your headlines from North Texas.